All right. This should be mystery box number 4 and the final one out of this box. And this will be the end of this bit. If you didn't watch the last video where I explained everything, go back and watch that one. I couldn't possibly say that all again. And before I start with this Sally Field Places in the Heart, I will tell you there was a Bugs Bunny tape in here. And when I opened the tape, there was that Popples Springtime, a poppin' tape was in the Bugs Bunny. So then, of course, I searched the Popples tape and I found a blank tape that Bugs Bunny was written on. So I assumed they somehow copied that tape and it was lost or whatever, the original. But it turns out on that tape, it was Bugs Bunny, some kind of newer version of Bugs Bunny, but as he was telling a story, looking back at old episodes, and it was copied from a near Thanksgiving in on CBS or somewhere in the 80s. I couldn't tell you, but I mean they were like showing the original Christopher Reeve Superman and stuff in some of the commercials in there, so it had to have been somewhere around there. So I don't know, but so you're not going to see that. That's what I do. I tell you about tapes you're not going to see or I'm not going to discuss. So here's Sally Field Places in the Heart. Big, long VHS box. This one is still wrapped in the original. This is so brittle that it has to be the original cellophane covering. So I can uncellophane this and I will have a minty box. See, look at that CBS Fox. Isn't that great? All right, so what is that? I've heard of this movie. I don't know what it's about. 1984. Gosh, these movies seem so much even older than that, right? Acclaimed by critics all over the country and boasting one of the best performances of Sally Field's celebrated career. Places in the Heart is a landmark film. It's emotionally gripping. I hate it when you keep reading and they have not told you anything yet. Let's see if I can get through it. It is in the 1930s. Okay, so immediately we're thinking Depression, right? In Wax Hoochie, I heard of Chattahoochee, remember Waxahoochee, Texas. Against this depression-torn background, unforgettable characters meet and collide. Hard to read under that. How can that be all juiced out when I've got cellophane here? There's more than meets the eye going on here. That's all I'm going to read. So, Sally Field, 1930s Texas Depression. Sounds like a great movie. If you're too up, put this in and come down. Places in the Heart and property of Electra Video. Okay, now that's a pretty cool name for a video store, right? I think in one of these other videos I was asking, like, how do they come up with these names? And I'd love to talk to them. I don't need to talk to this guy because he was right on it. Electra Video and removal of this. Too bad they don't tell you where Electra Video was. That'd be cool, right? Cool to me anyways. All right, there you go. Places in the Heart in the big VHS. Sometimes I show the inner bung, and the inner bung is in there, so just take my word for it. It's not as exciting to see the inner bung as I make it sound. I'm just always glad when it's there. All right, here's something I'll never watch. Dr. Seuss. This will go right into the sell pile. The Grinch, Grinchicles, The Cat in the Hat, Pointoffel, I don't. Are these words? I was never big into Dr. Seuss. I got to tell you, it just hurt my brain. Although I sort of did like the cat back then, but not the Mike Myers movie. So please, I'm going to ask me about that. This one's sealed, so you don't get to see the tape. Sorry, and it's in a big VHS box with a Betamax. Hopefully, we'll never know, I guess. And I'm telling you right now, I can't read that at all. It's on that dark background. Children of all ages will delight in these two whimsical, something offbeat, I'm guessing. Yeah, my eyes are crossing. Look at that video style, too. This is the name of the tape. If you're really that interested, you can find it. Or even better, you can buy it from me. I'll even sign it. And I'll sign Dr. Seuss's name. You don't even have to have my name in there. All right, what do you think's going on here? Spring Break. I think I've heard of this movie, but again, I never watched a lot of these movies. I think I was just too young. So I wouldn't have been able to see him anyway. I see David something. Perry Lang, Paul Land. I mean, all people I don't know. But I mean, just even looking at this picture, you kind of get the gist of it, right? Spring Break. Oh yeah, I mean, it looks like a, I don't know which one was first, but it looks like a bachelor party clone or something like that. Adam Stern and Nelson Dolby Jr. are native college students. Naive, excuse me. Excuse my reading. I swear I can't read this. And I have stigmatism, so I'm like squinting. Are native college students who have come to Fort Lauderdale to perform the rites of Spring Break. Okay, so it's a Spring Break movie. I mean, do we have to really sit here and get the subtext? I think the subtext is find hot chick, get her bikini off. Okay, that's all you need to know. That doesn't look like a factory sticker, but what do I know? Could be some new crazy way to do it. There you go. Spring Break. Spring and break. 2 words put together. Add Florida. You know what's up. Oh yeah, this guy. All right, Richard Gere. Just so you understand, Richard Gere's best movie was, what was the one where The Policeman, Internal Affairs with Billy Baldwin and Andy Garcia, okay? This kind of stuff I don't know about. So it's just Richard Gere and Breathless. That's it? What is this thing about? Oh, well, there you go, right? His movies are always the same, right? He's even trying to do this still to this day, trying to be the hot bad boy. Good luck there, bro. Very stylish and sexy. The erotic charge between Cap Risky and Gere is palpable. I don't even know who Cap Risky is. Richard Gere is brilliant. Very, very sexy. Oh. And then here's the bullshit they're going to give you. Plays Jesse Lujak, a streetwise hustler whose every move bristles with unbound energy. I mean, you want to know a movie he was good in? It was called Looking for Mr. Goodbar. And for the longest time, you could not find that movie. I had a bootleg. And they're finally releasing that movie, and I think it's on 4K. And they said the movie was unreleasable because of all the music that's in it, and you'd have to get the rights to it. Watch that movie. It's based on a true story. Don't read the true story. It will freak you out. Early Tom Berenger movie, too. So there you go. 72, that's got to be... Got to be a video store, right? Breathless, Orion. I mean, low frills. I do like that it's in this smaller box. I do like these boxes. I like the stackability of these. And reconcilable differences. So essentially a Kramer versus Kramer clone. She was on Cheers at this point, I think. So she's like, hey, let's go cash in, do this. You know, this chick from E.T. and that dude there. And I think the difference one is she wants to be emancipated, not. It's Kramer versus Kramer adjacent, okay? So let's see, Ryan O'Neal, what's up? Yeah, Shelley Long, Cheers, and actor. By the way, Shelley Long, Cheers. They couldn't have put Night Shift in there. She was the lead in that, and that's a good movie. Extraterrestrial, yeah, I figured that. Firestarter, ooh, excuse me. She's Drew Barrymore in this, at the age of whatever this is, 6 or 7, has more credits than Shelley Long that they're willing to put on the box. You get no respect in show business. As the story opens, 9-year-old Casey Brodsky is taking her parents to court, suing them for divorce through flashbacks. Yeah, okay, so that's what I sort of remember. I don't think I've seen this, but Back in the day, the ad campaigns for these, you couldn't get away from them. So you were certainly aware that this movie was coming out. And you could afford to go to the movie. You could go see this for about $1.50. You could see what you wanted all day long. And I think I've said this before. There was a second run movie theater. I was in LA at the time. And you could go, it was called the Alondra 6. And that was the second run theater. And it was run by AMC. And you could see a movie for 75 cents. That's where I saw Crocodile Dundee. I'm not paying that $5.50. I'm paying 75 cents, sir. National Lampoon's Class Reunion. Never heard of it. Heard of National Lampoon. And I think lately, like in the aughts, they used to license out the National Lampoon's name, and then you could put it on whatever movie you made, and then that's why that name became nothing. No class has less class than this class. No class has less class than this class. Great. What does this look like? This looks like a Animal House ripoff, right? I'm looking at the names on here. Special appearance by Chuck Berry. So the most famous person in this is Chuck Berry, and it's a special appearance. Probably hire him, right? Yeah, there's a prom or whatever. You're invited to the night of mirth and mayhem. Do people use the word mirth anymore? With some of the wackiest characters to ever attend a class reunion. Brought to you by the same lunatics who gave you National Lampoon's Animal House. Okay? So now you know whose milkshake they're drinking from. There you go. Another blank. And I don't see... Oh, there you go. There, it's there. I was hoping it wasn't true. Look at that. There's a red dot in there. I remember Blockbuster used to have, near the end, they had this different like system for stuff. And like one would be $6 to rent and the other one was $1 and you could have it for 5 days. Bastards. And you wonder why they're gone. There's probably a couple reasons. They had one that somebody, some wise guy had put the other sticker on, and then I brought it back and they were like, here, you owe us $87. I'm like, fuck you. And I had to argue with the guy for a while. But I'm like, look at this sticker on here. Well, it doesn't say the sticker. I go, well, there's a fucking sticker on it. I didn't put it there. I don't have the stickers. You've got the stickers. But this time I can do it. Oh, this time. So whoever did this, number one, does that say schizoid? That's a tough word to look at and read. They put the sticker over the credits here. So how am I supposed to read that? 1980 Canon. You know what? I didn't know Canon was around in 1980. I thought they were a mid-80s thing. Well, there's Christopher Lloyd, who was Ignatowski on TV in Taxi at the time. Richard Hurd, you know him as, he was on Seinfeld as Mr. Wilhelm. He was on V. He was the main boss. And you're around Global Bus. I don't know what that means. Let's see what this is about, because I don't know. Obviously, like a killer movie, right? Then you see, look at the kids kidnapped. Doctor, I'm not going to try that. A brilliant psychiatrist is conducting group therapy sessions for divorcing or estranged people. Julie, a sort of Dear Abby columnist, is a member of this group, and she and find themselves strongly attracted to each other. The murderer is slowly killing off Dr. Feces' female patients from the group and then writing a cut and paste letters to Dear Julie begging her to help. So what does that tell you? It tells me that Dr. Feces is the killer, and I know nothing about this movie. There you go. I just saved you tracking down this movie, because there's no way that's on streaming, right? By the way, I'll watch it just to see how they execute, but plus, you know, how do you not watch a movie with a guy named Dr. Feces? There you go. 31, 31, 31. I mean, let's say I wanted to sell this. How am I going to sell this and get a good price with a 30? And these are those kind of fucking stickers that if you start peeling this off, this will shred in a million pieces and it will rip all of this off. So 8731s is preferable to what would happen if I tried to remove that. So all that you've done is gone back 45 years and screwed me today. And the final one, my voice is taking a dump. I should do these in the morning. This is the afternoon, and I've got nothing left in the gas tank. This is the final one. So here he is. All right? There's about to be a Superman movie with a guy named Corn Sweat, and everybody's waiting. Okay, is this going to be the greatest movie ever? And it's got crypto in it, and I can't wait. I'm going to buy my ticket and popcorn. And, I guess I'm one of those people. I will probably not see this in the theater. I'll wait. I just can't. The last movie I saw in a theater was Mission Impossible Dead Reckoning Part 1 that they've redacted into Dead Reckoning. And I waited a month to go see it because I didn't want a bunch of people jumping around like lunatics in there. That's why I went late. Got in there, got in the theater. I sat way in the back in the corner. Movie starts. I started watching. I'm like, all right, this is going to work out. And then two nudniks come in. And I see them looking around. And you know, theater seats are reserved now. So what are they looking around for? You have a space, right? So that tells me these guys have snuck in. They come back, they look disappointed I'm over there in the right corner, so they go up into the left corner. And these two guys start playing grab ass and playing on their phone and slapping each other, moving around. I don't know if they just smoked some crack or whatever they did, but they were acting like idiots the entire time while I'm trying to watch this movie. Then, as we're getting into the last 15 minutes of the movie, one of these fucking douchebags drops his phone into the chair. You know how they're the kind of, you know, all like there's 2 or 3 chairs connected. They're all those big kind of seats now. And then they're moving the goddamn chair couch thing, and they can't find the guy's phone. This is all going on at the end of the movie. And then when they find their phone, they don't put the chair back, and they shuffle out of the movie theater, and the movie's not even over yet. So they're not even watching the ending. Okay, that's why I don't go to the movie theater. You want to talk about quality of movies and the price of popcorn and the tickets, and those are all factors. But I would go if it wasn't for the nudniks, okay? Regal, AMC, you don't lock that down, you're going out of business because you're not going to get me. And I'm the guy that's got the $20 to pay for the ticket. All right, Superman meets Brainiac. Luminati, what does that say? Luminati? Lumen ions. I don't know what that says. I would think Illuminati, but it wasn't. On the loose, whatever. Who cares? The pernicious parasite, the prankster. That's got to be Mr. Mixaplex, right? I would think so, unless there's a bad guy named Prankster. I don't know. By the way, these superpower shows, when I was a kid on Saturday morning, I watched the shit out of these. Now I don't remember them at all. And I have a set of them, and I said, hey, I said to my daughter, you want to try out one of these? This is what I used to watch. I put it on. They're like 40 minutes long. I'm telling you, I fell asleep during it. I hadn't seen these in 45 years. We're all excited. Oh, I remember. And I put it in, and I fell asleep. And then I sort of woke up near the end, and guess what the ending was? It was an environmental episode telling you about the environment. It had a message in it. Oh. Anyways, the chimp who made it big, okay, was that, what's that chimp's name? I can't remember his name. He wears that helmet on top of his head. I can't remember. Who cares? The Toy Man, Super Toy, and Luther's Fatal Fireworks? Okay, so, well, I mean, listen, this is for children, okay? Fireworks were scary back then. What can I tell you? People, M80s, and they're sitting on them. And well, so Warner used some very cheap glue here. By the way, Warner Brothers is the one who's having a problem right now about their discs in 06 to 08, where they're disc rotting. This is nothing new for them, right? Superman tape. All right, that's it. That's the end of the mystery box, okay? So I got to catalog all these. It's going to take me a little bit of a while. Then I will get out the final mystery box. The final mystery box, by the way, is a pretty big box. And it's not even opened. So I truly don't know what's in there. Thank you for watching. This is it. Mystery box number 4. Bye-bye.